the moratorium for impacted tenants. Now, 15th of April this year, so the thick of, or the very beginning, I guess, the beginning of the throes of COVID, it was announced that residential tenants and landlords facing hardship due to COVID-19 would receive increased support and greater certainty from the New South Wales government through a temporary support measures. Okay, so that was a good thing. These measures included a moratorium on applications for forced evictions due to rental arrears for those tenants who were financially disadvantaged. And we've been through, what impacted tenants are and what that means, and, the household income down 25% pre and post-COVID, or pre and during COVID, I guess. And there were new requirements for landlords and tenants to actually enter into negotiations over their rental payments. And they were good faith negotiations. So, and Fair Trading, offered their dispute resolution services for that process. Now, that was set on the 15th of April, a 60-day. So the moratorium was set at 60 days. It related to finalising any existing matters or making new applications to NCAT during that period for forced evictions, as I said, just over rental arrears related to COVID. So the 60-day stop on evictions on impacted tenants has now expired. As of the last day of that 60 days was the 13th of June, so a couple of days ago now. So, we're now into a new period. Yes, we're still in the COVID-19 period as far as the way it's calculated, and people are still getting JobKeeper and all of those things. So it's still officially the COVID-19 period, but that 60-day moratorium is over. So naturally, impacted tenants are still protected from eviction based on non-payment of rent issues. However, evictions can now be sought for other breaches or from landlords who are experiencing financial hardship. Again, the expectation is that negotiations will be undertaken in good faith from both parties. And this is where you guys come in as agents. You're sitting in the middle of these negotiations. You're sitting in the middle of, I'm impacted, no, I'm experiencing financial hardship, and coming to the bottom of that. And it's about people giving over their information willingly, and, again, the term being used is in good faith in terms of how is it impacting a landlord financially, or how is it impacting, a tenant. But then there's, if there are other breaches there, then that's a totally different matter. So it's outside of the non-payment of rent. So, but those negotiations are still required. So, and tenants are still going to be protected from eviction until NCAT is actually satisfied that negotiations have concluded. So no matter what the issue is, there still needs to be that negotiation process, because obviously the government doesn't want people packing up their houses and moving. That's all about, it goes against all of the social distancing issues. It goes against, what they're trying to do. I guess, there's a lot of things that are happening now in our cities that are going against the social distancing, and they're trying to lift a lot of restrictions. So what they can limit, they're trying to do. And I understand that, one of those is not wanting people moving house from here to here. So there's all of that movement that is not necessary. So where NCAT can actually put their hand in and stop some of that, or cease or slow it down, then that's what they're trying to do. But just remember that moratorium, if I can say the word correctly, is now over. So that's something for property managers. You need to remember that.